Hello everybody, I'm Scotty. Welcome back to Scotty's Clock World. Yes, I was right. I put a screwdriver down in there very carefully and managed to prise the top of the bellows off. I'll clean the plastic blocks up in here. They've got a little bit of glue on them before we put them back in. I'll clean all that up. A little bit of a touch up on the case here. That piece there split, I'll pull that in and I'll glue that. It's had a nail stuck in it roughly and broken it. And it's got glue running down there, and there's a glue slab there and running up there. So I'll clean that case up a little bit and I'll probably restain it, bring it all back to the same colour, because I've got to cut the top piece to fit, then it'll all be the same colour. Now we've got the bellows out. You can see here now, you can see here where the bellows have fallen apart over time. There's also a huge big hole in the back here. One on this side seems to be in pretty good sort of nick. We've got tiny little piece out at the back, but that's right on the case. That won't affect it very much, but we're going to change that anyway. So what we've got here, this is the Cook and this is the Cuckoo. So you get the two different notes, the higher one and the lower one. That wire there is the one that raises this one here. When this bellow comes up, the second part comes up. It raises the tail of the cuckoo bird, which makes it bob its head and opens its beak. This will need to be cleaned up on the back too. You can see there's glue here. That'll need to be cleaned up. All these wires are very rusty, so they'll all be taken out. We'll clean them up, put them back in again, and we'll get the little clock going again. It'll finally start calling properly. All right, put that aside. We're now ready to put the parts into our little ultrasonic cleaner. I've already put the cleaning fluid in there, as you can see. Now, put the back plate in first. That one there. Just goes under. A couple of steel pieces sitting up above the top. So that's exactly what I want. I don't want to put steel into it. Put those two wheels in. Escape wheel. Put the front plate in. That'll sit there. Now in this dinky little tea leaf strainer, I'll put the nut from the hands, which is made of brass, and the hook and the ring from the chain. Put them in there so they don't drop out through the bottom of the cleaner. Tighten that down, drop it in the top there so it's just under the solution. The chain, which is brass coated steel, we won't put in because the ammonia in the solution will whip the brass straight off that and it'll come out as a standard plain steel chain. We're going to run that through some 0000 ultra fine steel wool in a moment while the ultrasonic's running. So I'll put that aside. I'll turn the ultrasonic on. I'll leave the parts in there for about 3 minutes. I'll pull the weight chain through the superfine steel wool very slowly. That way we'll take the top rust off and not remove any of the brass. Continuing to pull the chain through until we reach the end. Right, that's got it. Luckily it's a 1-day Cuckoo clock and not an 8-day chain. I'd be here for quite some period of time. You can see the rust we've removed with the fine steel wool. There's plenty of it there. We'll pull the chain through the steel wool for a second time to remove some more rust from it. There's still a little bit on it, though we got the majority of it off the first time. That's finished the second run, so the chain should be pretty clean by now, I would think. You can see how freely it's running through the steel wool and pulling it out. And that's the condition of the chain now that we've finished cleaning it. We'll start cleaning some of the lift levers now using the same steel wool. You'll notice it doesn't take long to get them to clean up. Surface rust only, so that's going pretty well. That piece is done. Got one more here. This is the one that holds the two bellows together. So we'll run over that. Backwards and forwards. Up and down the length of it on one end. Turn it round. Same thing on the other end. We'll empty that ultrasonic in a moment, but we'll continue cleaning these levers till we've got them done. Another grip on that. Roll it backwards and forwards. And the other end. Still a little bit of pitting on that, not very much. Alright. Now I want to take the parts out of the ultrasonic. We don't want them to stay in the solution longer than they have to be. I'll bring them back once I've cleaned them up. Parts are back from the ultrasonic cleaner now. You see they've come on very well. Nice and shiny. Very much so. All right. And the back plate. The escape wheel. And the pieces that we put into our tea strainer. The hook that hangs a weight on it. The safety loop that goes on the other end of the chain. And looking very shiny indeed. The brass knurl nut that holds the hands on. Put that over there with the hands. So that looks pretty good. And we'll add the cleaned up chain. Right, we're now ready to start putting the movement back together again. If you want to learn how to service, repair and restore 19th and 20th century mechanical clocks, then subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell.